What is up, everybody? We are live from Cold Blooded Games. I was going to say my other podcast name. Can't believe that shit. uh, I haven't done Cold Blooded Games in a minute. We're going to talk fitness today. I'm going to let the guest introduce himself because I cannot say his name. I don't want to murder it. I'm going to bring him out here in a bit. Today, we're just going to talk about, some topics. We're just going to talk about are rest days important? How can I build muscle for us men out there that are trying to build muscle? So, we'll get down to it. And just, of course, my fabulous co-host, Elias, Prince of All Snakes, creator of reptiles. I forgot.
Yes.
My bad.
Thank
Apologies.
you for having me.
Apologies. But yeah, let's get to it. Let's bring out our guests.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and say your name, brother, because I couldn't say it. I was going to butcher your name.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, so my name is Kantoa, Anene. I go by Khan for short.
Oh yeah, Con. Go ahead and tell us about yourself. What made you get into the fitness journey?
Well, I mean, I've always been active my whole life. But when I was a little kid, if they had it around, they would have probably diagnosed me with ADD or ADHD because, like, I was always moving around. But as far as like working out and stuff like that, right before high school, I decided I was gonna join the football team because I figured that was gonna be the one thing that was gonna give me a bunch of clout, give me the girl, yada
We
yada
all
yada.
think that. Yeah.
And so they got us into the gym. So I've been lifting weights since right before my 14th birthday, and I'm 37 now. So I just pretty much hit like my 24th year anniversary with the weights. So it's been a long journey.
So, is it true you can start your growth lifting weights at 14? Because that's what I hear.
Possibly, because basically what happens is that once you start doing like rigorous training, you're kind of sending a signal to your body that, hey, the this growth thing, we're kind of finished with getting taller. We're working on building muscle. And I avoided squats all of high school for that reason because I thought it was going to stop my growth. I'm 5'6", and so I've been the same height since I was 14. But So here's another thing that a lot of people won't know unless they really paid attention in biology class. But the height of a male is determined by the height of the mother. It comes from the mom's side of the genetics, not the father's side. So like minimum male height is going to be the height of his mom. That's why you can see guys that don't grow as tall as their dad. It's because that gets determined by the mother. And
Holy shoots. That makes sense.
Yeah. And
Okay.
so out of four kids, I'm the shortest, but I'm the oldest. And so I didn't know, like, was it the gym? What was it, lifting weights, or what it was, until I pretty much met my grandfather, who was 5'4", 5'5". So on one
Oh,
side of my
dang.
family, I had a granddad that was like 5'5", and then on the other side of my family, I had a granddad that was like 6'2". So I got like the genetics like that. So
I bet you're like, damn it, why did I pick that hand? God dang it.
it is what it
So
is.
what made you like what age were you like when you started wanting to compete?
To compete, I would say, well, okay, first of all, like, so I lifted all throughout high school. I built up a lot of strength. I was already hitting over 225 pounds by the time I was 16. But when I got to college is when I noticed that there were guys that were a lot weaker than me that were much bigger than me. And it's because they were training in a way to build muscle. And so I got introduced to the whole concept of bodybuilding when I was maybe like 18 or 19 years old. And there's a guy who I met at UTSA where I went to university, and he's a bodybuilder, a trainer, and he's basically my coach right now. And we met
Oh,
way back
nice.
in '05, and he would
Okay.
walk around the gym with the Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding by Arnold Schwarzenegger. And so that was my introduction to bodybuilding, lifting to actually build muscle as opposed to just lifting to move weight. But as far as wanting to compete, I didn't really get the urge to compete until I was maybe like 21, 22 years old. And so then my first show was at 23 years old.
Damn. So how old are you now, Con?
I just turned 37 last month.
Oh, I'm older than you.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Nah, you good. You look great.
I'm 39. I'm 39 years old, still trying to pack on muscle. And I feel like I'm doing it wrong. But you're doing amazing. I stand next to this guy, he makes me look fat. So I'm trying to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So, knowing all of that, so when would you say the best time to exercise is? Morning, night, afternoon?
That thinking about it like that is arbitrary. It's based off of your lifestyle, based off of your work schedule. Some people have kids. Some people have dependent, elderly parents or, other dependents that they have to take care of. You got a schedule. So you have to work. There's going to have to be a balance in your life. So it's going to be based off of your schedule. Me personally, I prefer to work out in the evening. So like the times where you would see me like on a Monday, maybe like 6, 7, 8 p.m. That is the perfect time for me to work out. However, due to my work schedule, I have to work out in the mornings. I have to go before work. So I'm training usually around like at 10:30, 11 a.m. So it's
Okay.
going to be based off you have obligations. You gotta make your living. And so you're going to put your workouts around that, and just don't, there's no excuse. There's zero excuse because you get 24 hours in a day. So if the gym closes too early, then maybe you're going to have to work with what you have. And then if you really can't get as much, if you don't have that much time in the course of a week to do it, then limit yourself to doing 3 full body workouts per week. Because guaranteed, that you can make it to the gym at least 3 times a week. All you're doing is dedicated 3 hours out of the 168 hours in the week to actually develop in your body.
So, also, okay. So here's a good question because I seen you also train a girl in
Yes.
one of your stories.
Yes.
And it's the most famous question for all women. Will lifting weights make you bulky? Will make you look like a man? How do they avoid that?
That's one of those fears that a lot of women have that they will never see come to life. Because men and women, contrary to what what might be going around these days, men and women are actually different. That might come across as a surprise to some people, but the way that our bodies build muscle, store fat, our hormonal profiles, they're different. So in most instances where a woman does actually begin to become bulky, it's either one of two things. It's either that she was carrying a lot of body fat, and then she started building muscle underneath that, which gave her an even bulkier appearance, or it's women that are usually either recreationally or competitively using performance enhancement, because the female body is just not producing those anabolic hormones on the same level as a man. So most 90% of women can try as hard as they want to try to get too muscular, and it ain't gonna happen. They will get fit, trust me. And then there's gonna be some genetic outliers that they're just naturally buff, and then when they lift more weights, then they're gonna get even more muscular. But in those cases, I would recommend that they if they don't want to get overly muscular, then just choose an avenue of exercise that's going to be more performance based as opposed to enhancing your physique, So yeah.
But so how do women get so big though like that? Is it juice?
99% of the time.
Because
Yeah,
I've seen this. So you probably know her. You probably seen her on Instagram. Her name, Kristen Noon, man. Kristen Noon is a beast. She works out with Dana Lynn Bailey.
I haven't seen. I'm not too sure who it is, but
I'll send it to you after the podcast. You're gonna be like, damn, she's huge.
But here's the thing: a lot of people also don't take into account. Those beasts, most of them, even like really jacked, muscular women's bodybuilders, they're not really they're very rarely will you find one that's competing at over 180 pounds. It's just because they've become so lean. Their body fat percentage is so lean, and they have androgens in their system, and it's going to give that appearance, but it's not that whole thing. It's going away. The women's bodybuilding does not even exist anymore. That they got rid of that a couple of years ago, and now they have women's physique instead.
That's it, right? So why did they get rid of bodybuilding? That makes no sense.
Because it was too okay. This is what you got to understand. Even in men's bodybuilding, men's open bodybuilding is so niche. It's such a fringe category that's shrinking. Chris Bumstead is more popular than Derek Lunsford.
True.
More people want to go into classic. More people want to look like how the bodybuilders looked in the 70s, in the 80s. They're not trying to look like Cutler or Coleman. And so as far and with women's bodybuilding, it got to a point where the female bodybuilders just look like downsized versions of the male bodybuilders, and that's not what women want to look like. If you take a look at what female bodybuilders looked like back in the 80s or the 70s, it was a night and day difference. The whole goal was for the physique that she's creating is going to be complementary to the physique of that male bodybuilder. They were supposed to be in harmony with each other. It wasn't supposed to look like two men standing next to each other.
I got you.
And that's why I'm so glad that that a couple of years ago they brought in the wellness category for women, and which is what I would urge a lot of women to look into, because wellness is more balanced and it favors more of a feminine physique. It favors women that have, hey, shout out to the people dropping in. It favors women that have hips, favors women with lower body development, as opposed to where a lot of the, with physique and even figure, those are more so women with V tapers and women with narrow hips. Basically a lot of them, they look like young men, and so that's not what a lot of women are striving to look like.
I get what you're saying, because had that still be on, I think Dana Lynn Bailey, Rob Bailey's wife, would be, the woman to be up, like, right there to be up to, and then Kristen Noon. If you seen Kristen Noon, you'd be like, yeah.
See, like, basically, Dana Lynn Bailey was so popular because that's pretty much as far as most women would be willing to venture. They don't want to go beyond
She
that.
was like the cap. Like we don't want
Right.
to go further than
That
that.
was the
Yeah.
cat. Yeah. They didn't want to look like Iris Kyle. Iris Kyle looked like basically the female version of Ronnie Coleman.
Oh
And
damn.
it was,
Okay.
I mean, like a downside. If you put them next to each other, you were like, okay, this is Hulk and this is She-Hulk. Like
Perfect example.
that's
Yeah.
not what women are striving to look like. You know, that's not what they're striving to look like.
Yeah, they're trying to look feminine still, but get in
Maintain
shape.
your feminine, maintain femininity while still being fit, having a little bit of definition tone. Like you look
Mhm.
like you work out, but like you don't look like a young man.
Got you. I got you. All right. All right. Let's get into some questions. Some more questions. All right. Cardio before or after lifting?
Okay. So in terms of cardio, um, you want to separate the cardio from your lifting as much as possible. So that way you have the maximal amount of energy to go into your lifting. So, um, what you want to, but prior to your lift, you're going to utilize a little bit of cardio, 5 to 10 minutes of a moderate intensity cardio to get a warm up. But generally, what I follow is, and this comes from the Vertical Diet by Stan Efferding, is 10 minutes of moderate steady state cardio after each meal. So I do that 3 times a day, 10 minutes after each meal, because that's going to improve your circulation, improve it's going to improve your digestive system, because you took in the food and now you're telling your body, hey, go throughout, like move these nutrients throughout the body. It's going to reduce your blood sugar levels, you know, so many different things, reduce your blood pressure. So get those 10-minute walks in, and it's less daunting than trying to commit yourself to doing 30 or 45 minutes straight on a treadmill or something like that.
Because Lord knows their treadmill is torture.
Yeah.
So-
I think I'm gonna start doing that. But you said after every meal,
After at least 3
at
meals.
least 10 minutes. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna incorporate that.
Elias is writing a plan down right now.
I am. I got my notebook.
All right, well, I'll give you the next level to that. Now, if you're looking to have a more drastic, you know, impact on burning fat, then you're going to want to do some fasted cardio. So this means after when you wake up after you've gotten yourself hydrated, give yourself, you know, 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, and then you're going to want to do, I would say, anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes of a low intensity walk, you know. And that's going to basically, because your body is already, it has a storage of energy, of fuel already, and so you're going to tap into those calories with the fasted cardio.
Nice. I like that. Okay. And that.
So what do you say to this? She said, "Just give me heavy weight, cause I ain't running." I don't think heavy weight would be effective though, would it?
Heavyweight in terms of
Instead of
lifting
running.
you're talking about two different things.
See?
So,
Okay.
and running is something you got to be careful with. The majority of people haven't done any running since high school or middle school.
Yeah.
And a lot of y'all know that you were skipping PE. Some of y'all had your parents write a letter to the school so you didn't have to go to PE. So, so there's some people that have never run in their whole life, and then they want to get out there and run, and then they pull a hamstring. So you got to be careful with. It's levels to it. You got to build yourself up to that type of stuff. So be very
Yeah,
careful.
yeah.
Both the same.
Because I've been on and off doing like 5Ks and 10Ks, but I
Yeah,
always walk. I always walk because I know I can't. If I try to
yeah.
run, I'm breaking some bones somewhere.
Be very careful because running can be more dangerous than lifting weights.
Yeah.
So you have to listen. You have to work with your body, not against your body. You know. So yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, speaking of running and pulling your hamstring and whatever, how often should you stretch?
People have.
Because, like, okay, so,
Yeah.
like, for me, instance, when I
Uh-huh.
go to the gym, I work out, I don't stretch, I go in cold. And people are like, you're going to hurt yourself. But I've been doing that since out of high school. I've never stretched. I go
There's a
cold.
no. There's a difference between stretching and going in cold. Those are two different things. You always have to warm up, no matter what. Typically, you're
Oh,
going to do a little bit of cardio. Yeah, a little bit of cardio. If you're really out of it, ideally, what you want to do is go get in the sauna for
yeah,
5
that's what
to
I
10
do
minutes
before I work
first.
out. Yeah.
You do that first, just to get your core temperature up.
Yeah.
Then you go do what I do is I get on the stationary bike for 5 minutes. That's going to get
Mm.
everything circulating because guess what? We've been sitting on our ass fucking all day. You're either sitting down or laying down 90% of the day. Let's keep it a step. So now we have to snap out of that. Now, as far as stretching, there's a lot of misconceptions. When it comes to lifting weights, you don't want to be doing static stretching because what you're doing is now you're taking the tension out of the muscle. Now the muscle,
Mm.
you're not going to have that spring. If anything, when it comes to stretching with in terms of lifting weights, you want to do dynamic stretching. What dynamic stretching is putting weight on the bar, bringing it down as slow. You're going through the range of motion as slowly as possible, and as you're doing that, that weight is stretching the muscle. You're stretching the muscle through the range of movement of movement of the actual exercise that you're training. You do that in terms of upper body as well as lower body exercises. So that's going to allow you to maintain pushing power or pulling power in whatever exercise you're doing. Now the other side of stretching is when it comes to what we were talking about earlier, which is running. So in terms of running, you want to do dynamic type stretching. Really, there's a whole bunch of different exercises that you're going to be doing to open your hips up, get your legs stretched out, and all that stuff like that prior to that your actual run. But you're going to do your static stretching after you have finished your run. So this is going to be the sequence of events when it comes to running. Very first thing you're going to do is just walk for 5 minutes. Walking. Because guess what? You've been sitting down for the previous 8 hours. So now you're going to get up, walk for 5 minutes. Next, you're going to jog for 5 minutes. Real light jog.
Work your way up.
You've gotten your heart rate up. Then, after you've done your jog, now you're going to do a little bit of kind of like dynamic type stretching. You're going to do you're going to do things like your arm circles, forwards and backwards. You're going to you're going to do some leg swings. You're going to do open up your hips, with your knee up
Yeah.
and
And then to the
bring
side.
it up.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's a few of those different things. There's probably 5 or 6 of those that you're going to do. And then you're going to
So
do
if
your
you're like,
run. Show, yeah.
yeah, so just,
Yes, exactly. Like you're getting ready to, lay the pipe. Okay. So
yeah.
So now you're gonna get into
Wait,
your run, right?
is that recommended before laying the pipe?
Why? Listen, are you trying to be mediocre? You
No,
want
I'm
to keep
not.
it
You
coming
right.
back,
You
right?
right. You right. Definitely. Okay. Got it.
All right. We
Start.
don't play games
I'm
like
gonna
that.
start doing
That's
some of
very
those.
serious. It's very serious. But in any
I need to
event,
start doing that then.
yeah, warm up. Get you some pre-workout before you even do it. So, but anyway, so now you do your run, and your body is going to tell you how hard you can go. Don't go past that. When you go past where your body is telling you can go, that's when you get injured. So it's going to tell, once you start to feel like, ooh, something's not right here, bring it back just a little bit. So now, then once you finish your run, from the run, you go back down to a jog. After the jog, you go back down to a walk. After the walk, now you're going to do your static stretching. And
See,
then
but
you're
what if
done.
you? What if? Sorry to cut you off, but what
Go
if
ahead.
you're like from that era from where back in the day they were like you get hurt, it's just like it's all in your head, you know?
No.
Because I'm gonna tell you what, I played hurt. I played like I pushed through that shit. Like I'm not soft in any way, shape, or form. So I'm
Guess
just
what?
saying.
Guess what? You're 39 now, right?
Yeah.
You learned something between back then and now. We don't that stuff, you can work around injuries. But if you're listening to your body in the first place, you prevent injuries. If you're doing the things to warm up and get yourself ready to perform beforehand, the injury comes afterward. So I mean, and listen, I pulled the hamstrings of both of my legs last year. I started sprinting again. But and the mistake that I've made was having had not sprinted for like 13, 14, 15 years, and I started going full blast.
Yep. Pop like like a flat tire, right?
That's right. So I had to learn from that. Now, guess what? Now I can't sprint for the next month because now I got to heal up. Now I can't train hamstrings for
Mm.
3, 4 weeks. So you want to put yourself in the position to where you prevent these obstacles from even happening. So, but no, you will have to work around injuries for sometimes. But no, we don't push through the pain. That's for the dummies. That's for the
Yeah.
dummies.
What did I'm doing?
And guess what? A little bit more about me. I was a cross country runner in high school.
Damn. I used to do
I
that
used to
too.
run 7 to 10 miles per day. Matter of
Non-stop,
fact,
right?
yes, running cross country put more wear and tear on my body than
It
lifting
did.
weights ever did. I had shin splints all the time. Chris, I lost all of my toenails.
Oh, damn.
They got. I was running in shoes that were too tight. They got blistered, turned purple, and guess what? The toenails didn't just fall off. At the end, I had to rip them off one by one.
Yep. Yep.
Do you know the
I know.
pain?
Yep. Mine would fall out there in football practice. All
Look,
the running after
listen,
cross
all 10
training.
of them.
Yeah, after cross training, like doing cross country. After training,
Right.
we had football practice, and I was doing dual sports. I would do soccer and football. So I was constantly running, dude. So after I
Yes.
pull off my shoe, yeah, my toenails were falling off. Yeah.
That's what I was doing. I was doing cross country and football. And after that, I had to wear like 3 pairs of socks. Like, bro, when I tell you every footstep hurt, and then it took like 6 weeks for my toenails to grow back. So, guys, be careful. Listen to your body. Don't just jump into things. And as far as just training through, no pain, no gain is a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit. If you feel acute pain, you are doing something wrong. Now, if you feel like there's a difference, so there's Acute pain, which is like a sharp pain, that means you have either injured yourself or you're headed in that path. But then there's also the pain of like a burning pain. Burning is just you're feeling the muscle. That's just fatigue building up. So that's different. Lactic acid and all that stuff building up. Yeah, you want to feel that, but even that is not required to make gains. You do not have to get sore to make gains. To make progress, you need progressive overload.
Hold on, before we get to that, Con, plug yourself where people can find you, like where people can go find you, where they can ask for questions, hit you up, you know, like Instagram, Facebook, wherever you're at.
Best place is Instagram, CONTOURGT500. That's the very best place. Second best place is Facebook.
Okay, so
I'm the only
Emily
person in the world with my name. So,
for real, you are. Yeah, you are.
And I've been around for 37 years.
So Emily says, what is our favorite muscle group to train? And then we can go back to what you were talking about.
I'll let you start that one off, Chris.
Me?
I like traps.
I like biceps, chest, traps, back, all of the above. Right now, I'm trying to work on my lower back because my lower back kills me from football.
I'm trying to teach myself to love leg day. I'm trying to teach myself to love it, but I try to avoid it like a plague.
So I was doing that, and I went back to the gym, and my buddy started doing competition. So he's like, "Hey, dude, come work out with me." He's like, "What?" I was like, "Well, what do you got?" And I dread leg days. He's like, "Legs." I was like, "Seriously, dude?" So we were doing lunges with no weights, just the lunges by themselves, stretching the hammy, getting ready to get bumped. I do it. I only do like I think 5 maybe going down and back. If I go down and on my way back, my right hammy starts to pull like it's gonna pop. So I stop, and he's like, "Dude, stop, finish your shit. Stop being a bitch." I thought, "Bro, I'm not gonna finish it, dude. We can start the next exercise. Let's go. Because if not, this shit, I'm gonna be done. I'm telling you right now, because I haven't done this shit in forever." And he's like, he was all mad, right? So he's all mad, didn't want to talk to me. So I'm just doing every exercise after him, just following whatever he's telling me to do. But yeah, he was mad because I quit lunges because I couldn't do it.
Let him be mad.
Yeah,
because it's your body.
I would rather him be mad at you than for you to injure yourself, and then now you can't train legs for the next two to 4 weeks. You have to listen to your body.
Yeah. So, but now I'm starting to get back into legs, so I love legs. Whoops.
Okay.
So
she says trap, or Elias says traps. So
yeah.
Okay. That's something I have a whole lot of.
Yes.
So genetically,
I don't know how you did that, but
yeah. I've never had to like. It's
just natural. You never had to train for it.
I've never had to train them. They just.
Lucky
I can
you.
look at the weights and they'll grow.
Oh wow, you got some there.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
Yeah, you got it.
And you got some shoulder right there too, which is like that. You saw that shoulder?
Yeah. So for me right now, shoulders are my favorite now. So
everybody wants that boulder look. That's why that little ball.
Yeah, coconut. Yeah.
See, Bosa's is the glutes.
Of course.
He said,
of course.
Bosa got the Georgia peach.
Bosa crazy.
But yeah, so go back to what we were talking about before that.
Yeah, we were talking about being able to make progress without having to get sore, without having to demolish yourself. So the key is, progressive overload has the word progress in it. So you have to be able to keep a log. So just how like Elias is writing down what I'm talking about right now, you're going to be writing down what you did in the gym. And me, I'm very scientific mathematic when it comes to that. All of my workouts for 2 to 3 months are already written down in advance. Before I touch a weight on day 1, week 12 has already been finished in the logbook. All the numbers are written down. Everything is calculated. Everything is percentage based. Everything is reverse engineered from 12 weeks out all the way to day 1. So I already have my ending weight my goal weights for each exercise. It's already written down. And then now it's like 2 to 5% back each week, all the way. So I know my body doesn't know what weight I'm lifting, but guess what? Every single week, every single weight is going up 5%. My body has no choice but to adapt to that. It has to become stronger. It has to become more muscular. I don't have to get sore. Matter of fact, I won't really be feeling a whole lot of pain or like difficulty until the final 2 weeks of that routine. And then guess what? At the end of it, after that 12 weeks is done, I get to take a week off and not have to lift weights at all and just relax.
Hold up. We can do that?
You sure fucking can.
The fuck? The fuck have I been on? God damn it.
Chris,
You gotta stop doing stuff the old school way, Chris.
For real.
I took a week off like 2 weeks ago. Do you know what happened to me when I took that week off?
You gained all your strength back. You rested. Your body's well rested.
I lost
like
1.5% of body fat and I gained 1 pound of muscle. In the week off. I got leaner and more muscular because my body needed to repair itself. I worked out for 6 months straight because I did 2 back-to-back competitions. So I needed the rest. My body rewarded me. It said, thank you. This is what we wanted.
Damn, but I want to work out with you, but I can't because I work at 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. And listen, you work out during the morning.
We will get a collab in. I guarantee you that.
That's I need one of y'all to record that. I need to see that.
No, I'm gonna go live when we do that day.
Yeah.
And Khan's gonna talk into the mirror. This is what we're doing. This is how we're gonna do it. You know, explain every workout that we're gonna do. Dude, that'd be dope. We need to do that. We should have done that today, actually.
It's gonna happen.
Because I actually got okayed to do this podcast at the gym with you, but like I said, I woke up hella late. I was trying to sleep, bro. I was fucking tired.
Right. Nah, you're good. And I don't train on Sunday. Sunday is
a rest day, right? Yeah. Mine too. I don't know why. It's just before the week starts, I always have to rest on Sunday. I don't do anything on Sunday.
Yeah.
Unless when Monday comes, that's when all the shit hits the fan. So like, I know what I'm gonna have when I'm having a freaking bad day. I'm gonna tell you, you know how? Because when I go into a restaurant and I order food and I get something completely opposite, it's already a shit day.
That happened to you?
Yeah, all the time. All the damn time. Like, you know how you crave something, you want it really, really bad, and they fuck up your order?
That's when you order in person or Uber Eats?
No, when I order in person too. Like, I'm right there in person.
You want me to tell you what that's called?
What?
They hit you with the ugly tax.
Damn. All right.
see when you have pretty privilege, they give you extra meat and they give you an employee discount. When you get hit with the ugly tax, when you get hit with the ugly tax, they give you something you didn't even order, and then they ask you for a tip at the end.
But how you gonna ask for a tip? Chris is ugly. I don't know.
Nah. He's a handsome dude. He's a handsome dude. You just going to the wrong places. You need to go where you're treated best.
So like, there's a restaurant on the corner of my street. And I
Don't go
used to
there
go
anymore.
there. No. I used to go there regularly with my dad before he passed away. So when I go in there now, they hired new waitresses, and now they're all over me every time I walk in there because I'll either walk
Okay.
in there with a tank, and they're just serving on me. Like they'll take turns bringing my food out. It's crazy.
Okay. Yeah. Hell yeah.
So it's hilarious though sometimes. But
Anywhere you go where they treat you good, you keep going there.
he's like, go to Burger King. What the hell? Definitely not doing that, Bosa. I don't know if I would do Burger King in my meal regimen. Anyway, I only eat chicken or fish, whether it be fried, whether grilled, fried. I rotate. So what I've learned too is that in order for protein to like enter your bloodstream, you have to eat something fatty. From what they were saying.
Who told you that?
That's what I read. Or I saw on YouTube. I can't remember. He was saying that in order for the protein to hit your bloodstream, you have to eat something fatty, so your body absorbs the fat and the
Nah, that's
protein
not
at the same
true.
time.
That's not
So,
true. Because you could drink a whey protein shake that's fat free and it'll get in your bloodstream.
oh, but I do ice one.
Exactly. And it's gonna get in your bloodstream even yeah. You just prove
So,
you just proved them. Yeah. Whey isolate, the fastest thing to get into your blood.
so yeah, but that's what he was saying on YouTube because I think it was a short, and he was
Nah,
saying that in
man.
order for protein to get into your bloodstream, you have to eat something fatty after the gym.
That's not true. It's not true.
So I think it's a bodybuilder. I think it's that Sam guy.
No, it's not true.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
That big youngster. So my next question is: should we, or like, what supplements would you recommend, like for pre-workout? You know, all that. You know what I'm talking about? Supplements. Like, what supplements would you recommend for starters?
Okay, for a starter, um, your three essentials, I would say digestive enzymes is going to help you break down everything that you're eating and assimilate it. So, like how we were just talking about assimilating protein, getting it into the bloodstream, digestive enzymes are going to help increase the uptake of whatever nutrients that you're taking in and
Okay.
reduce bloating, reduce gas, reduce digestive discomfort, all of that stuff. It's good for your gut biome. Second thing, so basically, if you're taking digestive enzymes, it's going to minimize your need for a multivitamin because you're getting more nutrients out of all of the foods that you're eating. Second thing I'm going to say is protein. Whey protein is good. Whey isolate is better. But protein in general, if protein, you need protein like you need air. You need to be taking a minimum of 2 scoops of protein every day. That's gospel. Minimum. I do 2 protein shakes a day, and guess what? Each one of my shakes has 2 scoops of protein. So that if you need to keep it economical, buy the 10-pound bags. I'll run through a 10-pound bag in 1 month. So protein, yes, protein.
That's
It's
how bag in 1 month, bro.
in 1 month. So it's protein. It gets into the protein powder. It gets into your bloodstream quickly. Gonna help you recover quickly. You're getting it without the carbs, without the fat, without the cholesterol. It's clean. Okay, I look at it more as a food as opposed to a supplement. But yeah, protein, big, huge. Number 3, I'm gonna say is fish oil. So fish oil is gonna be good for your cardiovascular health. You want to get the ones that the fish oils that have the highest concentrations of EPA and DHA. So I use the Ultra Omega 3 by Now Foods. So fish oil is going to make your blood work look so much better. Going to look incredible. And then if you're enhanced, then it's a must. So yeah, fish oil. So those are good. I'm saying those are the three like main things that you're gonna need beginner wise. Next thing I would say after that, once you got those in, your next thing is gonna be a pre-workout, a solid pre-workout. You want something that's gonna be comprehensive, include stuff to boost your nitric oxide. That's going to include creatine, something that's going to have it give you energy. So I use Gorilla Mode. I think it's probably the most efficacious pre-workout on the market.
They sell that right there at Gold's, right? And
they sure do. They sure do.
And well, I've always had questions about that because I was trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Because I was taking another one. It was a pre-workout, but it had the nitrous in it. It had, it opened up. It gave you the pump. I love that shit.
Yeah, the pump. So I focus more on pump than energy, because energy dissipates, and you might crash later. But the pump, I want blood filling the muscle. I want to. The pump is gonna show you is what I'm doing in the gym working, because you're working that muscle and now you're seeing the blood fill up that muscle. You're like, I know I'm hitting that shit right. I'm getting it. And the pump shows you, okay, this is what I look like pumped right now. If I'm consistent long term in the future, this pump is going to be what I look like when I just walk around. When I'm at rest, I look like this. So focus. So Gorilla Mode, they have nitric, which is all pump, no stimulant. And then they have the original Gorilla Mode, which so if you with stimulants. So if you are training in the evening, then you're going to want to just stick with something for pump. If you train any earlier than 6 p.m., then you're good to go with something that's going to include stimulants. And so that takes care of pre-workout. And then so if you're taking a pre-workout, then I also recommend that you take a sleep aid, because sleep is pretty much just as important as your training, because that's when you're recovering. That's when your body is doing the ton of metabolic work. So as far as sleep aids, you can't go wrong with, I would say a really good one is the Animal PM. So by Animal Pack, they have one called Animal
okay. PM. I know which one you're talking about. Yes.
So that's a good one. It's not really a heavy hitter. Like, it won't really knock you out. You'll be a little bit relaxed, but it has all of the essential stuff that you would need for recovery. If you want something stronger than that, right now I'm using one called Hibernate. And Hibernate, like 20 minutes after it's a powdered drink mix. 20 minutes after you have it, you're going to be feeling like a little woozy, like you're going to be ready to lay it down.
Hibernate. Okay.
Yeah, Hibernate. I think it's by like Huge Supplements or something. So you got so your pre-workout, your sleep aid. Beyond that, next thing after that, I would recommend you can throw in a multivitamin. So just the multivitamin is just to cover any possible nutrient deficiencies that might not be, there's certain things that you're missing out on with your diet. So it's not something that's gonna give you like a aesthetic change or get you amped or hyped up, but it is something that's gonna help your body to work at an optimized level for as long as possible. Like, I just got my first gray hairs, and I think it's because, so a lot of guys that I knew, they started getting the gray hairs in their mid-20s. So
me,
right. So having a multivitamin it's just keeping your body optimized to where you're slowing down that aging process. It's not something that you feel or that you'll notice when you first start taking it, but if you're taking it over a longer time, it's just something that's contributing to longevity.
That's it. I'm going to Walmart.
Yeah, and it's just basic stuff. I mean, I've been taking multivitamins since the Flintstones. So,
Flintstones. Man, they
yeah,
still have those?
yeah, they still, I grew up with those.
Yeah, gummy or the hard ones?
The hard ones.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
the hard ones.
I gotta do the hard ones.
Yeah. I didn't even know they had gummies.
Yeah, they're gummies now.
Yeah. So yeah, that and then I would say another really good, so we got all that stuff knocked out. Another really good supplement I would say is collagen peptides, because collagen, it just does so much for you. It's
Tightens
gonna,
everything up.
yeah, it's good for your ligaments, your joints, connective tissue. It's good for your skin, your hair, your nails. It even promotes calming, like relaxation. I take my collagen peptides before bed along with my sleep aid, and I use the Gorilla Mind collagen peptides as well, because it has like all three types of the collagen peptides. And then so we've covered six things. So we got protein, fish oil, enzymes, pre-workout, sleep, collagen. Now I would say moving, next level. There's a supplement called liver and organ support by the 5% Rich Piana. You're familiar, yeah. So I take that liver and organ support, because this is just gonna, everything in your body is helping your system, keeping good blood work. And I would say if someone is enhanced, whether competitively or recreationally, that has to be a staple in your regimen. So yeah.
So, like for me, for instance, I want to jump on test.
Yes.
And then I want to jump into trend.
Did you just say you want to jump on test and then you want to jump into trend?
Yeah, I'm gonna put them together.
Look, trend is the most. I haven't even touched it.
I know. So, I hear it's like
it's toxic. It the most side effect ridden pharmaceutical that there is.
Roid rage.
Yeah, that's something that I would say only if you're like at a highly competitive level and you've already been enhanced for years, you might consider that. So starting with test is good. Under doctor record, like if you could get a good clinic, is good. I go with Urology of San Antonio. I didn't even.
He said pee shrinker.
Pee shrinker. Guys, so if you're doing things the wrong way, there's nothing that's gonna make your dick shrink.
Dude, I told everybody that it's not that the dick, it's the balls.
Right. There is one thing that makes your dick shrink, and that's if you don't use it. So if you're never getting laid, like it's a use it or lose it thing. So I think there was some research said that if you go like a few years without, piping something, then your shit is gonna start to shrink. But yeah, it's your balls that will shrink, especially if you're running tests and if you're with a good TRT clinic, which I would recommend either Ever Titan or Urology of San Antonio, then they're going to have you supplement your test with things like DHEA, DIM, which is to keep your estrogen in check. Some places they may not recommend it right off the bat, but HCG, which is going to keep your body producing to some extent its own natural levels of testosterone. Another really great add-on is enclomiphene, which is going to keep the boys nice and full, keep the factory producing.
Open.
Yes. So if you have, those are things that you need to research before you even start even thinking about becoming enhanced.
Doing
So
research only because of the pain. Yeah. But I hear like I hear steroids like takes pain away, but once you get off of it, all that pain comes back tenfold. You know?
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent. So that goes back again to what we were talking about, listening to your body. Don't run yourself into the ground. You don't need to go for hardcore. The guys that train for hardcore, they end up in the ER. They end up having to get parts swapped out, and they're wrecked. They don't last. You want to go for longevity. You want to be able to still lift weights and work out when you're 70. So
that's exactly what I'm
don't
going
go
for.
too hard. Yeah.
So how do I overcome my a fitness plateau?
Well, you have to. So when you say a plateau,
like you just stay right there,
right?
And you can't go anymore. So like for me right now,
yeah,
I'm at 365 on bench, right? But I'm trying to get to 400. But I'm stuck right there. Like,
yeah, that's a perfect example. I was stuck at 365 for 7 years. I hit 365 for the first time when I was 21 years old. It took me until I was 28. And it took me until I was 28 to get past 365. And once I got past it, I got to 405. I got to 4 plates. So I hit 405 when I was 28 years old. The way that I did it was I had to create a plan. So I started researching powerlifting. I started researching periodization schemes. And so I would set up training blocks. So I would put in place, okay, here's a 12-week routine to get me to 375. At the end of that 12 weeks, I take a week off. Then we start back up again. Now here's another 12-week routine to get to 385. Take a week off. And then 390. So it would be, those training routines would be anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks. So after doing that for about 4 times, so it was like, okay, 375, 385, 395, 405. And God, I wish I would have recorded it. So that was the strongest.
What, you can't do it no more?
I haven't done it again since then. It was a one-time thing.
Damn.
And Chris, that was such a huge goal for me that in my mind back then, I was thinking, if I hit 4 plates on bench, I'm good to go. I could check out after this. Like, I could go now. Like, this is that was such an achievement to me that, like, I'm good now. So, but now obviously I have different aspirations. And if you've looked at some of my content or whatever, I did tear my pec in 2021. So basically, it was shortly after the lockdowns were over. So, with the lockdowns, I was just doing home workouts. I was doing a lot of calisthenics and stuff like that. So all that connective tissue, the ligaments and all that stuff had gotten weaker. So then once I got back to the gym, I was trying to do my progression like normal, and I was building up real fast. And there was one day I went in there doing 135 pounds in each hand on a incline dumbbell press. So the first rep I come down, I came to where my elbows were parallel with the ground, and I came back up. It felt decent, but I wanted to get a deep stretch. I wanted to come all the way down to where the dumbbells came down. So that second rep, I came all the way down. As I was coming up, it was just ripping. Yeah. So, and I never got it repaired. I went to see an orthopedic surgeon last year, and basically they told me that, hey, I'm never going to be able to, I'll never have full symmetry, and I won't be able to like fully max out again. They were like, we might be able to get you to like 80% of where you were before. And even then they were talking about putting a donin tender. So taking like an Achilles tendon out of a dead body and then implanting it in my chest. And I was like, man, and oh yeah, and then I have to pay 15 grand for it. Like, nah, like I'm good. But then again, so at that after that point, I was like, you know what? And he basically told me, you're better off just going with what you have. Try to rebuild as much as you can from where you're at, and just do your best with that. And
so you just
yeah,
let it heal on its own.
It is not fully healed, but you can't tell unless I'm really lean or if it's flexed. Then you see it because the muscle is like kind of balled up right here. So like when as I'm lifting weights, it just looks like this pec is just flexing hard as fuck. Like it's because it's detached from here and it's bundled up right there as opposed to, stretching all the way to the armpit. So
and despite all of that, you still became a champion.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir.
All of that, going through all of that to get where he is today to become a champion.
Well, the big championship is going to be in December 13th, 14th. Be doing competing in the nationals in Irving, Texas. I'll be going for my pro card in men's bodybuilding.
Dude, man, if we do collab, this is gonna be a fun journey to do with you, bro. Seriously,
definitely,
it's gonna be fun. I mean, and I already got so much like ideas just talking to you, like for this new podcast. Well, because I only did 3 episodes on this, and then my co-host, I guess we all like fell off, and I strayed away, and I was concentrated more on the reptile side, but now I'm trying to get back into the fitness side. But I never had anybody to collab with. So now I want to make a song and want to do like a whole intro. So if we can get some collaborations on that, I could throw that into the video. That'd be hella dope.
Oh, definitely. I'm always down for that. I'm always looking to grow, and I'm always looking to be affiliated with people that have a growth mindset. So most definitely.
Elias, tell them about my growth mindset. It's always growing every day.
Yeah, your head is going to fill up the whole room.
Yes.
No. Yeah, but they've seen me from when I first started to have grown a lot. He'll tell you. Tell him.
Yeah,
tell him.
the change is beautiful to see. Like he's even gotten out of his shell. He used to be like super, super quiet, and now he's like more outgoing and in the community and stuff. But he's been on his grind with both podcasts, the reptiles, and now back to the fitness. He's all about elevating and going upper and upper and growing and not being stagnant. And that's why I like rocking with him. He motivates me.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna continue to rock with y'all all the way for sure.
Yeah.
So I have a shirt that just came out, and on the back of that shirt it says "Never give up."
Yep, that's our mentality.
So that became my catchphrase or my catch saying. So I have shirts that he has a shirt, Elias has a shirt. On the back of the shirt it says "Never give up." So look, I'm gonna show you this one. This one's a new one. Let me see if it lets me get it. This one, because I'm not very mad. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, cool. So here it is. But I think I'm gonna do a different mindset. Like for cold-blooded games, I want to make a shirt probably be like keep elevating or elevate, you know, something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Well, Chris, my phone just hit 2%, so it's hanging on for dear life. So, yeah, give me one of those shirts for sure, man, and I'm gonna rock it and promote it, man.
But yeah, man. Oh man, I had so many questions still. It was getting good. See, that's the back of the
but
shirt.
hey, we gotta have a part 2. We gotta do a part 2.
That's gonna happen.
Definitely. But part 2 is gonna be with us in the gym. We're gonna be talking.
Yeah.
I have little microphones already, bro, so we're good. Like portable mics that we can talk to. Unless you have one too. I don't know. No, I got 2. Don't worry. I got everything. So, but I do appreciate you for coming on, taking time out of your day, taking an hour, you know, giving us an hour. But we are gonna definitely do this again because, man, I was feeling it, man. I was feeling it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. This was a great talk, and
yeah,
I learned
I like
a lot.
this. Yeah. So your phone's gonna die, bro. But I got you. We're out of here, guys. Y'all have a good night. You know, latest.
Yes.
I think his phone died.
Yeah, it definitely died on him.
That's all we got right there. Damn.
But
That's why
he
you
was a
started
great
laughing.
guest. He was a great guest. So yeah.
I like Con. So I want to thank my co-host from the other podcast, David, for putting me on him because he was the one that was like, "Hey, dude, you need to put him on a podcast." I was like, "Dude, my fitness podcast, because that's what I got. Like that'll work for him." You know, because I had the other fitness bodybuilder, the girl one, Jordan, before him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so when I interviewed her, I was there with her at Beast Gym. And I did a workout with her. She put me through a workout. She killed my arms and my tries.
I bet you did.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't know why, but I had a huge crush on that girl. Just low key, bro. But yeah, I don't know.
Hey,
but
it is what it is.
But other than that, guys, y'all have a great night. We out of here. Thank you, Lace, for co-hosting with me.
No problem.
I appreciate you as always. But yeah, we're gonna keep elevating now. We are coming back with the podcast. As you can tell, I got a new backdrop because before I had to just play an old one, and now, we're gonna go to the top with this fitness page. Now that I got somebody who wants to elevate with me, so.
And let me do a shameless plug. I do have a second channel outside of my reptiles. It's called Shed Yourself Vlogs. I'm trying to get that started, but it's my weight loss journey. I even got my own little logo, the snakes with the barbells.
Oh yeah, and definitely that shirt. I forgot I need that shirt.
Yes, definitely. And so I'm on this weight loss journey. Gotta lose this weight, and I'm definitely going to use all the tips that he gave us on today's episode.
I mean, I didn't even think you had that much muscle in your traps. God dang.
That's because every time I go to the gym, I do that first. No matter what, I always do those.
I do that too. I love traps.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love the deltoid workout. And all that. I love all that stuff. Lat pull downs.
I like the
flying. Yep.
So I got it. We're gonna definitely do this. We're about to elevate. Whoever's gonna come along for the ride better hop on it because I ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna tell you that.
Not stopping. Nope.
So positive messages, and it had to do with weightlifting. Just what he said. Listen to your body.
Listen to your body. Yeah.
If your body tells you don't overdo it, don't overdo it. Other than that, keep elevating, keep pushing yourself. Just keep rising, man. Keep grinding. Stay on that grind, but do it the right way.
Sure. Yes.
But on that note, guys, y'all have a good night. We're gonna get on out of here. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody that watched, and I'm gonna post this up. So we're coming back. Y'all have a good night.
Peace.